You know the story about the two kids that were big fans of this group, Judas Priest? And they committed suicide? And the parents of these two kids sued the band, Judas Priest.
The suit claimed that subliminal messages in the Stained Class album and on the song Better By You, Better Than Me drove Raymond Belknap and James Vance to shoot themselves with a sawed-off shotgun in a Nevada playground in December of 1985. Belknap died instantly. Vance lived 3 years before succumbing to complications from the self-inflicted wounds.
James Vance later wrote a letter to Ray's mother saying the Judas Priest music was responsible for their behavior that night. The boys' families sued the band and their record company, CBS, blaming their product for driving the boys to shoot themselves. And today, the case went to trial in Reno. What makes it even more incredible is that the lawsuit contends the teens were influenced by subliminal messages of death and suicide on the record.
Okay, first of all, two kids, big fans of Judas Priest, commit suicide. Wow. Two less gas station attendants in the world, you know. What? I don't mean to sound cruel here, but I don't think we lost a cancer cure here, you know. Look, there's going to be no delays in the shuttle launch because of this. You understand? They weren't that an integral part. No, Bill, you sound so cruel. Fuck them. They were idiots. Get it? Okay. But the point is, they tried to prove that there are subliminal messages on these albums telling you to kill yourself. Let me ask you a quick question, which, by the way, failed to come up at the trial, which they had. What performer wants his fucking audience dead? I don't get the long-term gain here. What are these guys in the band thinking? I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. Sick of it. What you sick of? The whole fucking thing. Touring. Making $400,000 a night, free drugs, free booze, stretch limos, penthouse suites, groupies blowing me dawn to dusk. I'm in a rut and I want out. I know we have all those shows coming up. I know it sucks. Unless... Ian, Nigel, come in. Oh shit, Nigel, get Ian. Ian, come down. I've had an idea. Let's kill the fucking audience. Nigel, go get a soccer ball. Ian, come here. We're going to kill them. We can go back to our day jobs. We can sell shoes again. Why would they fucking do that? Why would the band do that? Why?
For their part, the band Judas Priest, who will be called to testify in court in days ahead, has maintained that their music has no hidden messages and no overt message of self-destruction.
We love our music very, very much and continue to get a great deal of pleasure out of it. And I think it reflects on the millions of people around the world that also share the Priest experience, that we're just here for a good time, you know. And that's what rock and roll is all about.
This is little solace to Raymond Belknap's mother, who says her suit has a goal with regard to the band's music.
I think it should be censored. And I hope I'd like to see them quit making it. I think it should be censored. I think it should be censored. I think it should be censored.
Remember a few years ago, as if you played albums backwards, there were satanic messages. Now they're subliminal. Isn't it nice to know Satan's keeping up with all these new technological achievements? What a little busy beaver he is. I picture him at Radio Shack every Monday morning. What new things do you have for me today? Remember that a few years ago? You play albums backwards, they're satanic messages.
One of their main witnesses is Wilson Bryan Key, who's written books on subliminal messages.
Time must end before 16. This reoccurs in the lyrics. The idea that 16 is the high point in life. After that, it's all downhill, so pick your time and place and blow yourself away. Okay, the first line, read forward, says, new arms into adullar bliss. Now, when you take that line out and play it backwards, you're getting this. Sing My Evil Spirit.
Let me tell you something. If you ever sat around playing your albums backwards, you are Satan. Don't look any further. And don't go ruining my stereo to prove a fucking point. Come here. Listen. Can you hear that? Satan is Lord, Satan is Lord. Amen. It's crystal clear. Check this out. It's almost like he's in the room or something. Ah, you're Satan! Satan, destroyer of needles, ruiner of stereos. I am Satan, and I have come to destroy high-fidelity music. You will all listen to 8 tracks. Ah, the deceiver!
This past Tuesday in Reno, Nevada District Court, Rob Halford repeatedly denied the previous week's findings of a so-called audio expert who searched long and hard for backwards messages in the music of Judas Priest.
What are the sounds that you hear at those locations on the 24-track made up of?
The sounds I hear are essentially my own exhalation of breath at the end of the line that I'm singing.
And to show that he didn't invent a way to sing forward in order to be understood backward, Halford even gave an impromptu performance.
Would you sing those 2 lines with as you sang them?
Can we just sing them now?
Yes. Can you sing?
Get the
You need a drink of water first?
I think I get the right key. It goes, better by you! Better than me!
Satan is Lord, Satan is Lord. Amen. It's crystal clear. Check this out.
You can see what I can see!
It's almost like he's in the room or something.
The boys' families sued the band and their record company, CBS.
I think that should be censored. And I hope I'd like to see them quit making it.
Ah, you're Satan! Maybe these aren't super intelligent beings, you know what I mean? Maybe they're like hillbilly aliens. Some intergalactic Jode family or something, you know. Don't y'all want to land in New York or L.A.? Nah, we just had a long trip. We're going to kick back and whittle some. Oh my God, they're idiots. We're going to enter our mothership in the tractor pull. Oh my God, we're being invaded by rednecks.
Canyon around the world in 80 days.
We got an excellent.
Rock stars have taken a brutalizing, folks. Jesus. A lot of lawsuits. This Judas Priest, that happened, and this Ozzy Osbourne, another lawsuit for Ozzy Osbourne. You believe this shit? Because some kids, big fans of Ozzy Osbourne and Judas Priest, committed suicide, and the parents of these kids are suing the band. Okay, now first of all, 2 kids, big fans of Judas Priest, commit suicide. Wow. 2 less petrol station attendants in the world. I don't think we lost the cancer cure with either one of those 2 kids. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. If they were in the laboratory working on a cure for cancer, decide to kill themselves because of fucking Judas Priest, and I'll eat my words. But they weren't. You know? They tell you, oh, there's subliminal messages on these albums telling you to kill yourself. Well, I got news for you, folks. Even if the album was entitled, You Should Kill Yourself now, this means you, don't question it, and you still kill yourself, it's still not their fucking fault, you moron. You hillbilly fucking moron. Take responsibility for your fucking life, you pathetic, redneck, hillbilly, no talent, fucking zero. But of course, at the funeral, two little girls crying their eyes out. We love you. You were fucking them! My genius, pale, skinny friends are jacking off at record numbers. And you're fucking these hillbillies! You should have your pussy sewn up! Ladies, quit fucking these idiots! Fuck artists only and geniuses! And those computer geeks with their fucking hats, you know they're gonna explode! Those computer geeks, they'll fucking eat your ass! They don't care! What do I eat? Fucking the idiots! There's too many of them! Sorry you had to see that, but obviously I've not had any companionship in a while. It begins to do this to you. Say, if I'd been laid, the last decade, I'd be up here doing the cleanest little TV shit in the world. In traffic bad. You'd be going, it is bad. These freaks will drive me. And I'd be on TV with Ben fucking Elton, my arm around it, and I'd be fucking Emma Thompson. But now, I don't get laid, so I have to wear black and say fuck every other word, because that's the only sex I have! I am available for children's parties, by the way. Some of y'all might have a young and coming of age. Not want to go the traditional clown balloon animal route this year. Look me up. Beelzebozo, my working name.
They are experts at creating illusions and images. They make their living by these illusions, by making things appear to be what they are not, and allowing those to whom they sell themselves and their products to escape into fantasy for a little while.
Again, I'll state it all throughout this argument, I can't prove they altered it. Cannot come in here and prove to you, Your Honor, that they altered it. I have no way of ever doing that. This is the same Judas Priest that said for the last 4 years that we never put any backwards lyrics on any song, on any album, ever.
This is ostensibly a products liability case. Plaintiffs must prove a defect in this product, that defect is unreasonably dangerous to the ordinary consumer, and that defect was a proximate cause of the injuries suffered. Plaintiffs have not met and cannot meet those requirements of the claim. The product is the record album Stained Class. The alleged defect is the presence of subliminal content on that album. The alleged subliminals are of two kinds. There are do-it sounds and backward messages in the lyrics. Plaintiffs can prove neither the subliminal nor the content.
The plaintiffs and their attorneys, Judge Jerry Carr Whitehead found that Judas Priest and CBS Records are not liable in causing the deaths of James Vance and Raymond Belknap.
James Vance later wrote a letter to Ray's mother saying the Judas Priest music was responsible for their behavior that night. The boys' families sued the band and their record company, CBS.
I think that should be censored.
In an attempt to demonstrate the existence of these alleged subliminal messages, the prosecution recently brought in a man named Bill Nickloff, who was identified as an audio expert, but who turned out to be a marine biologist and only an amateur audio enthusiast.
Punk! You've been punked! You're a punk bitch that's been punked. Okay? You've been clowned out, boy. Clowned out, girl. And you don't even get that you're clowned out.
All right, I'm going. It's too far. Quit it, pal, quit it.